class. I hope you're having a great day or night. This is part 6 of a series of classes using Unreal Engine 5 focusing visual effects. Today we're actually going to do the lighting, bring the camera into the right location. We're going to align here with the ground, right? We're going to bring the airplane, maybe add a person here just standing there, and then also maybe even having a plane flying. We'll see how the time goes. Okay, so first thing, when I'm doing this, I want to show you as well what we need to do to actually render. So for us to render, we will need to bring our camera, so the scenic camera, to our sequences. So we just grab it from the outliner and we drag that in. And that will create a camera cut, and we also make a scene in a camera actor. Now, my plate is 200 frames, so we're gonna change that to 200 frames. If you click in this icon in here that look like a play button with engrenage in the background, we're gonna go and click in here, and this is 0, that's good, and this is 200, and then I can just press OK. That will change my frame range. As you can see, it's 200, but then my sequence is actually still the same size, so we need to drag that and make a little bit bigger. I always make a little bit bigger on the sides, and that should be good. So now we have that there. If you are using a camera that has a match move on, okay, from another software like Cintize, 3D Equalize, or Nuke, then you right click on this section where it say Scenic Camera Actor 2. So you right click in there, and then you go import, you select your camera. Now I don't have one here, but you can select your camera, and then a new window will appear here, and we'll have a bunch of options. You just go and click and uncheck all the options, and then click OK again. Uncheck all the options, and then you should have the camera with the animation happening here on the bottom, so all the transform should have some dots. Again, if you guys want, I can make a video for that with match move. And over here, just make sure that you have the right frame range. My case is 24 frames per second. Okay, so I had the crash and I need to restart. Okay, everything as it was all saved, I think it's all good. Again, make sure that you have these windows open when you're back, and then you should have everything working. Now, the sequence doesn't show the background, okay? This is their different tools, composure and the sequences. So this will be just for rendering the CG, but you have it there. I need to change my frame range again, so just 200, and I'm going to drag that and expand it, and I'm going to do the same on this side, and we should be good. Now you see how we can have a save here. This is the save just for this, okay? So that's why I will always say save over there, because you're gonna save everything. There are individual parts of saves in here in Unreal. So we have the sequencer ready, we have this ready, and we can lock now this. Now here's a cool thing. If you press here and you press P on your keyboard, you're gonna have this viewer, and this is like a very good thumbnail or like second viewer for us to actually align things the way we want. So I'm gonna bring here on my other monitor, but you guys will have this, okay? And you can see that I'm actually driving my camera, and that is not a good thing. I'm going to unlock my camera, and then we're gonna try to align this camera for us. So we're gonna try to align to the scene there, okay? Most of the time this is made on Cintize, but we're gonna do something quickly here. Cintize or any 3D software that does some kind of aligning, camera aligning for match move. I'm going to reset my location and rotation for my camera, so it's on the center of the image. And what I like doing is I don't like changing too much my camera. If you're bringing a camera that has a match move, we don't want to change that. This will have the animation there, but you should set this in default to 0, okay? What you need to move is you need to make a parent. I like using a cube as a parent, so we drag a cube in, and I'm gonna change that to a name called parent, okay? and then I can drag my camera inside of that parent. And when I want to move my camera and the geometry that comes with the camera with the match move in, everything else in here should be set to 0. Okay. Um, the animation will bring it back when you play, so don't worry if you set it 0 to 1. Again, you have animations there, but it's a good idea to set to 0 in the initial phase, and then this is what will have the actual movement and transformation. So I'm gonna go and click in there, and then I like changing this to be clear, so actually there's no cube now. This is just an empty actor, and this is our parent. And then this one we can go and move around. So I can go move this around now, and that will be moving my camera and any other geometry. And I can go and align this to match to the environment that we have here. So I'm gonna go drag that in. I think this might be a little bit too big. Let me see. It's 100 by 100. That's like 100 meters by 100 meters. Actually, it's not too big. We're just gonna go and bring this camera back even more, and we're gonna go and bring that back. We're gonna move this a little bit on the side, and I want to align this to the ground a little bit, so we're gonna rotate it down as well. Seems like we don't need to rotate too much, so I might rotate it back. That would be something like that. I'm gonna bring it back even more, and just for me to see if the lines are matching. They are matching quite well. And then I'm gonna go and bring that down again, because it's on the ground, right? We want this to be on the ground, and I want to bring this even back further. So now we have that. Okay, it's like a ground that has about 100 meters each, and that should be good. And then we're gonna bring our ship that we got from Vigilante content, and we can get any of these ones over here. I normally recommend getting the skeleton mesh or the blueprint. I'm gonna get the skeleton mesh, and I can bring that in there, and I'm gonna go and bring that in back as well. Okay, so now you can adjust the scale the way you want. As you can see over here, I'm looking over there. The scale doesn't seem to be too bad. I'll also bring a person, because that can give me a better sense of scale. So, and I will make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is actually just under the plane. And I want that to be on the white aspect of it. So we have that in there. And what I want is to bring the person. So let's see, we brought assets. Let's see, person, there you go. Let's get that guy and put it here as well. I'm going to get this one. And if you drag, you can see that it's even there. Now, this looks very big, huh? I guess that's the size. I have never been close to one, so I don't know how it is. We're gonna put it there, just so we can have that. And we're gonna bring the guy in there as well for fun. So now we have the plane and we have this, and we can start doing our lighting. So as you can see, the truck, okay, is about here, and you can see that the shadow is going a little bit on the front screen left to screen right, and a little bit maybe closer turning to our direction. So we're gonna try to match. You can see the same in here. Okay, so let's try to match that, and we're gonna go to our sunlight, and then on the sunlight we have a lot of options for latitude, longitude. You can even try to find that online. What is the time, the day, the year, the month, you know, that you want. But I'm just going to start dragging this, and we're going to start trying to change it so it's a little bit more going to that direction. And it's a combination, okay, these two initial ones over there. And as you can see on the truck over here, this is a little bit coming to our direction, and it is long, as you can see, but this is quite low, so it's not going to be as long, I would say. And yeah, you can see the highlights there too, so maybe we can use that as a reference as well. I think I will rotate this a little bit more because then we can see more of the highlight as well in the corner, closer to the other planes that we have. And I'm gonna go back to my scene over here again, and I could maybe go a little bit more. You can see we can get more highlights over there, so again, closer to what we're looking for. Let's see time zone. No, we don't want to be more like a sunset. That's not the idea. So I think that is good. I think it's more maybe like this. Based on the sun color as well, you can see it gets a little bit more blue. We have more highlight that is on the sides. So I'm thinking something like this might work. I feel like we could have it going down more, but then you see the sunlight is changing it and it's getting a little bit warm. So I'm gonna keep it around there. We do have more control if we go here and change these options, but then we're going to start breaking the system, I would say. So you need to be a little bit careful if you go inside and adjust in here. Okay, and now we can make this a little bit cooler if we want, and I'll just do a tiny bit cooler because this is no environment kind of thing, and we can do more color correction later on Natron. So I think this is good. We have the guy there as well. I'm going to move him a little bit further to be over here. Now he does seems very small compared with the rest, so I'm thinking to make him a little bit bigger. Maybe we can see some guys on the back there, and they're quite big. If I put it over there, that's the size of the mouse, right? And so this guy here is actually very small, and the plane seems very small as well. It seems very thin, that's what I would say. So we need to play around with that. I don't want to go too much into details because then the class is gonna get very long. But let's make this plane a little bit bigger. Again, I don't know the size of the plane, but if this guy is this big, then the plane should be bigger as well, otherwise it's not gonna fit him in there. Now, the issue here as well is we don't have the camera information, the focal length, and the distance and all that data. That's very important, and that will make it easier for us to make this look more realistic. But I'd say this is okay. Okay, we have that looking good. Cool. And we have the shadow there. That is awesome. Great. Now you see how this line is happening here? This is because we changed our sunlight to in the sky atmosphere to place center. If you change that back to origin, then that goes away. So just so you guys know, it's a little bit buggy. We don't need the sky, but yeah, this will fix it. So we could leave it like that. because I don't like having the sky on top. If you don't want the sky, then I would say you need to use a different lighting setup. Again, this is just easier for us for the video, make things a little bit quicker. Okay, so now that we have that in there, I'm going to show you how you can render this and bring to another software. So that will be in another video. These videos are getting a little bit longer. I don't want to be too long. And that's it. I hope this video was useful. If you enjoyed, remember to comment, like, and subscribe, as it will help the channel grow. Keep up with the hard work. Bye now.